How's everyone doing? Today I'm going to talk about how running can affect your mind and your body and the benefits that come with that, and some tips on running. We're going to talk about how it affects your heart, like the specific heart muscle. We're going to talk about how it can, like the chemical reaction that goes on in your brain when you exercise, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips as far as proper form and gear that you should be wearing. Because overall, running can help make you a happier and healthier person. So my first point about how running affects your heart. We all know obviously running is good for your heart and it's good to exercise and help you have a longer life. But more specifically, just to give an example. So imagine running, you have to run this many times a week. So imagine you run for 2 to 3 hours a week overall. That puts a greater strain on your heart, but it doesn't always have to be under that strain, because the more you exercise, the stronger it'll get. And these are all things we all know, but just to go over. So if you don't exercise, your heart obviously has to work harder because it has to work through more like clogged arteries and stuff like that, whatever happens when you get out of shape. So it's working harder for longer. So exercising can help to mitigate that, but then also it can help you to just live longer, to help your heart to beat more for longer. My next point is about how running affects the mind and the psychological effect it can have on you. Running will release the chemicals dopamine, serotonin, and it will also release endorphins. These are all things that can help you feel better. They will increase confidence, just as far as like your physical appearance, and they can also combat certain diseases such as depression, anxiety, and ADHD. My last point about running is the form you should have when you're doing it, and tips on that. So the mindset you approach running with can affect how well you do. So if you go at, and this is across the board, can be applied to anything. If you go at it with a positive attitude, you obviously perform better. But then also the gear that you use when you're running. So the types of shoes you wear, depending on how far you're running or how much, or like the intensity of your workout. Like if you're gonna go on a casual jog, you don't need anything super crazy. But if you're gonna be running 13 miles, you might want something with a little more support. Or if you're gonna be racing, you want something with a little bit, or a lighter weight shoe. And there's also a good tip to dress under the weather, like dress like it's colder than it really is when you're running, because your body will heat up. And then as far as form, you want to definitely keep your back straight and your head up and your arms close to you, and you want to run in a, you want to run north-south, not east-west. Like you don't want to swing your body because it'll mess up your momentum, and that can help you to be more effective, and it will prevent injuries, like running out of form, because you can hurt your knees and hurt your ankles and do stuff like that. So just to wrap it all up, we talked about how running can affect your physical body and how it can affect your heart. We talked about how running will affect your happiness level and the chemicals you're releasing in your brain, and we talked about some of the tips for running. And that is all for today. And all you guys can be great runners. You just have to be motivated. Thank you guys so much.